The European settlers came to America seeking a new life. They envisioned a land of opportunity, a place to build their dreams. However, they were not alone. This land was already inhabited by diverse Native American tribes. These tribes had their own cultures, languages, and ways of life, deeply connected to the land for centuries. The arrival of the Europeans marked the beginning of a clash of worlds, a collision of cultures that would have profound and tragic consequences. The first encounters were often marked by curiosity and tentative trade, but misunderstandings and mistrust quickly arose. Europeans saw the land as something to be owned, controlled, and exploited for its resources. Native Americans, on the other hand, viewed the land as sacred, a source of life to be respected and shared. These fundamental differences in worldview laid the groundwork for the conflicts that would engulf the colonial period. As more Europeans arrived, the pressure for land intensified. Treaties were made and broken. Native American ways of life were disrupted. The stage was set for a series of devastating wars that would reshape the landscape of colonial America and leave an enduring mark on the nation's history. At the heart of the conflicts between European settlers and Native American tribes lay a tangled web of tensions. Land, the most fundamental resource, became a source of bitter dispute. Europeans, driven by a hunger for land and resources, encroached further and further into Native American territories. Their concept of private property clashed with the traditional Native American understanding of communal land ownership. Cultural misunderstandings further fueled the flames of conflict. European settlers often viewed Native American culture as primitive and savage, failing to appreciate their complex social structures, spiritual beliefs, and deep connection to the natural world. These prejudices blinded them to the humanity of the Native Americans, making it easier to justify violence and dispossession. The struggle for power added another layer to the conflict. European powers sought to establish their dominance, often pitting Native American tribes against each other in a cynical game of divide and conquer. They exploited existing rivalries and formed alliances of convenience, using Native American allies as pawns in their quest for control. These manipulations further destabilized the region and intensified the violence. King Philip's War, which erupted in 1675, stands as one of the bloodiest conflicts in American history, proportional to the population at the time. It was a desperate struggle for survival waged by the Wampanoag leader Metacomet, known to the English as King Philip. The war was sparked by the encroachment of English settlers on Wampanoag land and the erosion of their traditional way of life. The war raged for over a year, engulfing much of New England in a maelstrom of violence. Native American warriors, skilled in guerrilla warfare, attacked English settlements, inflicting heavy casualties. The English retaliated with brutal force, burning villages, destroying crops, and killing indiscriminately. The war left an indelible scar on the region, decimating both Native American and English populations, and forever altering the relationship between the two peoples. Section 4, the Pequot War, a brutal chapter in colonial expansion. The Pequot War, fought in 1637, stands as a chilling example of the brutality of colonial expansion. The war was sparked by a conflict over trade and territory between English settlers in Connecticut and the Pequot tribe. The English, allied with other Native American tribes who resented Pequot power, launched a series of attacks that culminated in the Mystic Massacre. In this horrific event, English soldiers surrounded a Pequot village and set it ablaze, killing hundreds of men, women, and children who were trapped inside. The massacre sent shockwaves through the region, breaking the power of the Pequot tribe and instilling fear in other Native American groups. It marked a turning point in the colonial struggle for control, demonstrating the ruthless lengths to which the English were willing to go to achieve their goals. Section 5, the Powhatan Uprisings, a struggle for coexistence. The Powhatan Uprisings, a series of conflicts that erupted in Virginia throughout the 17th century, highlight the complex and often contradictory relationship between settlers and Native Americans. The Powhatan Confederacy, a powerful alliance of Algonquin-speaking tribes, initially sought to coexist with the English settlers at Jamestown. However, the relentless demand for land and the cultural misunderstandings that plagued their interactions led to repeated outbreaks of violence. The first uprising, led by Powhatan chief Opechancanoughk in 1622, nearly wiped out the Jamestown colony. Subsequent uprisings in 1644 and 1676 further demonstrated the Powhatans' determination to defend their land and way of life. While ultimately unsuccessful in driving out the English, these uprisings underscore the resilience and adaptability of Native American resistance in the face of overwhelming odds.